Youth Biolab Jeunesse.
Every day, we're interacting with trillions of microorganisms, tiny living things that we usually call germs. Our bodies need ways to protect us from bad germs, but keep our friendly microorganisms around. Today, we're going to look at how our immune system tackles that very tricky job. How does the immune system work? An infection happens when a pathogen, like a bad bacteria or virus, gets inside someone and grows a lot, stealing nutrients and energy, and sometimes causing serious damage to the body they're infecting. Our immune system has different responses to germs depending on how hard they are to kill or get rid of. Our first line of defense is the innate or natural immune response. It protects us by just trying to keep germs out in the first place, or defending against germs as soon as they get into the body. For germs that are hard to kill, our immune system takes time to learn about the germs to create very specific weapons to fight the infection. This is the adaptive or learned immune response, and it's the part of our immune system that we can train to fight germs using vaccines. What are the different parts of a healthy immune system? Our immune system and its jobs are kind of spread out all over the body, really. The immune system is active anywhere we come in contact with germs, which actually starts outside of the body. We have super tough and waterproof skin. It's a physical barrier, kind of like a wall, that's super hard for germs to get across, unless there's a teeny tiny break in the skin. It's good at keeping our insides in and other things out. We have another kind of physical barrier called a mucous membrane that lines all of the places that lead into the body, like the eyes, the mouth, inside the nose and airways, down to the lungs, the gastrointestinal tract, that's where food goes down from your mouth to your guts and out the other end, and the genital and urinary tracts. Mucous membranes are where our body meets most germs because they're warm and humid and full of nutrients, especially in our guts. There are good germs that help us fight off bad germs, so we want to keep the good ones but fight the bad ones that cause infection. Aside from being a physical barrier that's hard for germs to get through, the skin and mucous membranes protect us by squirting out chemicals that can kill germs, prevent them from overgrowing, or being able to stick to our cells and get into the body. Mucus is also sticky. It traps germs and helps wash them away before they can cause an infection. White blood cells patrol around inside, killing germs that get into our body tissues or cells. All white blood cells start out in the bone marrow and develop into different kinds of white blood cells who fight germs for us when they're needed. They can travel around in blood vessels or through a separate set of tubes called the lymphatic system that takes fluid away from all the tissues in the body and filters it for germs or toxins. The major filtering stations are little lumpy spots called lymph nodes and an organ called the spleen. They're packed with white blood cells who identify and kill germs so that the fluid going back into our circulation is nice and clean. You can sometimes feel your lymph nodes swell up in the neck with infections like strep throat or a really bad flu because they're very active and busy training white blood cells to fight the germs. White blood cells in our natural immune response. Because mucous membranes are where most infections start, we have a few kinds of white blood cells that are always patrolling these areas, and they kill pathogens by gobbling them up. These cells can trigger changes after they engulf a germ, causing inflammation, which draws more white blood cells into the area, and fever temperatures that make it hard for germs to grow. Certain germs, like all viruses and some bacteria, actually get inside of our cells. So we even have a patrolling white blood cell called a natural killer cell, who can tell which of our own cells are infected and destroys them so they can't grow more germs. White blood cells in our adaptive or learned immune response. If someone has a bad infection, our white blood cells need to learn about the specific germ and make weapons to attack it directly. Our B cells and T cells do this job. B cells are given bits and pieces of destroyed germ by one of the cells that eat germs at the mucous membranes. Then they can make weapons called antibodies that fit perfectly to this new germ. The antibodies can help slow the germ down, but they also act like a target, attracting in our killer T cells that destroy the germs more quickly than any other white blood cell. But the training takes time. We can train these white blood cells before getting sick with the actual germ using vaccines that show our white blood cells what the new dangerous pathogen looks like and what our targeted weapons should be shaped like. After infection or vaccination, some of the B cells stick around for a long time, remembering the bad germ and what shape of antibodies protect us from it, giving us long-term immunity. Thanks for watching. We hope you learned something new about how your immune system protects you from infections. If you'd like to learn more about germs and vaccines, check out our other videos in the link below. If you still have questions, send us an email or message us through our Instagram or Twitter. Thanks for joining, and stay curious.
Make sure to click like and subscribe for more videos and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. To support the Youth Biolab's ongoing programming and expansion plans, please contact St. Boniface Hospital Foundation at stbhf.ca.